An elbow pronation passive range hold is going to be pulling you into your full passive range of motion, your end range of your flexibility, trying to find the muscles that should be doing that movement, that control that movement, and then letting go of your external support and trying to hold the position. So it's really important that we are very cognizant of what you're supposed to be doing so that you can access the right tissues and we can make sure you're not compensating, because the goal for this exercise is to really load specific tissues and to reduce how much compensation is happening elsewhere. It's a very specific exercise. So for this, you're gonna need a stick of some sort that doesn't bend, and either a towel or a yoga block. You're gonna glue your elbow to your side at about 90 degrees. Now, this is where I like to start. So 90 degrees of elbow flexion, that is. So the elbow is at about 90 degrees. This is where I like to start a lot of people and my clients. This is where we do a lot of work. However, you can also do this with your elbow up here bent in full flexion. You can also do this with your arm forward and your elbow in full extension. Now, this position is hard to make sure you're not compensating at your shoulder. If your bicep is moving, that is your shoulder doing some of the work. So to do this, you need to be pretty advanced in knowing how to isolate the movement at your elbow without your shoulder helping. So this is why I like to generally start right here with the elbow at 90 degrees. Now you're going to grab the stick. You're going to then pull yourself into full pronation. So that is trying to think about either starting here and then pull yourself down, or starting wherever you need, but just going as far as you can. So the bottom of your forearm is trying to go down to the ground, or if you have a lot of mobility, it might even start to face towards the opposite side, towards, if you're doing your left, towards the left side. Now, what we wanna make sure we're doing here is not losing position with our wrist or our elbow, and we're not leaning. So these are compensations that happen a lot of the time. We wanna have a nice kind of rigid body, a little bit of tension through your body, a little bit of tension through your shoulder, and lots of squeezing here so that you can get to your end range of motion without compensating anywhere else. So from here, you should feel like a little bit of a stretch on the outside elbow. Then you're going to find the inside tissues, the muscles that do this movement. This is your pronation movement. You're gonna contract them like they're trying to pull you into a more range of motion. If you can't access them here, that's okay, just think about it. Then you're gonna slowly release your external support and try to hold that position without compensating and bringing other muscles on to help you. Once you have let go and fully, you can start the timer for the amount of time, anywhere between 5 to 10 seconds up to a 30-second hold. Most likely you will slowly fail out of it like I'm doing now as you fatigue, and you'll get to more of what you own and your own active range of motion. That is going to be 1 rep. For another rep, you just reset and you do the same exact movement, contract, try to slowly fail out of it. Now the key here is not to just lift and let go and hold. That is possible, that is something you can progress to. Most people need to slowly release so they can give their muscles a chance to do the movement and then hold that position, or if you can't hold it, slowly fail out of it and just put the brakes on losing that range of motion. Once you have finished with your reps, you might be doing another set, so obviously you're gonna rest, but we wanna make sure that you are still able to load the tissues you need, you're not feeling any discomfort or pain, and over time you should feel like there's a lot of work being done in your elbow, and over time you should feel like how far your stick comes up, how much you lose becomes less and less as you become more strong. That means you're accessing more of your passive range of motion and turning it into active usable mobility, which is the goal of the exercise.